Hey, hey, hey.
Oh,
What's going on, guys?
What's up?
my, y'all missed it. My son just whacked a stink bug and it exploded.
Oh, man. So, how's my brother? Guys, welcome to the Beer Talk with Bishop and friends. And, of course, always with my two brothers and friends, Baker and Justin. How you guys doing?
Doing great, bud.
Doing
I'm
great,
doing
doing
great.
great.
How you guys like that intro to the
I
show?
like it.
It was good.
Kind of festive, huh?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So we're gonna do things a little bit different today. We are gonna say hi to the chat, and then we're gonna introduce the shows for the week, and then we're gonna bring our guests. What about that?
Sounds
Sounds good.
good.
So Baker, take over.
All right. First one in is Jeff Harmon. Hello.
Hello, Mr.
Farman,
Harmon.
Then we got the beautiful Ronnie Painter. Hello, hello, hello.
hey Miss Ronnie,
Tame Main.
hey
How are
Tame,
we doing?
How's it
And we
going,
got
Tame?
Ronnie, Jeff, Tame, Thad. Hello,
Oh,
sir.
what's going
hey,
on, sir?
Dad.
Good to see you. We got some crackhead. Uh, we'll just go by that. Uh, I was trying to help that. I thought he had like something private because it was
Right,
coming
right.
up on the stream, but wasn't coming up on Restream here. So
Hey,
wanted to make sure. We have Mike Ramsey. Oh, I missed that one.
no, I missed Mike Ramsey. My bad.
Okay, Mike
What's going
Ramsey.
on, brother?
Hello. S.J. Alexander.
Yep,
First time I think.
that's from Santa Tom.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Excellent. 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 Glad to be here. Glad for you to be here.
right.
Jordan J.
How you doing, sir?
Hello. Then we have Jeff.
Oh,
Oh, we got
oh.
a presence here.
So Dan C, how you
Dan
doing,
C.
sir?
Bearded. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Thanks for
Bringing
being
out
here.
the big guns. Bringing out the
Nancy.
big guns. Santa Tom.
Yep.
Tame Main. We got Born Bearded.
How you doing, Born?
Um,
Dave?
and I think we're pretty much be safe driving. All those that are driving and listening and stuff. But be safe. And there's always restream.
Right,
Don't get
right.
in any accidents.
And then we have Jim from Small Town.
I didn't see Jim.
I thought I seen him in there. I seen somebody say, "Hey, Jim." So I
Yeah,
figured it
I'm
was
sorry, Jim, if Restream's not showing you here, bud.
yeah,
yeah. Mine's coming up different over here also tonight, so we'll just roll with it.
yeah, yep.
Yeah,
So if you
yep.
guys see something in your side, you say, it's okay. Restream might be running; it'll jacked up. Um, but it's always an honor when you guys are here. I appreciate everybody in the chat. We have a great guest, somebody who I admire. I think we all admire him in the show, in his shows, because he's. Um, what would you guys say about him? If you guys gonna say something about our guest in one word, what would you say?
Me, inspirational.
I'm gonna say humble.
Yes, definitely humble. Um, a great friend, definitely.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say about it. Great friend. So,
That's two
and then,
words, by the way.
but yeah, hooked on phonics. What can I say? So,
I'm just letting you know. That's all.
yeah,
I could have used two words too, but
well,
I know, right?
All right, so let's go. So we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do for the lineup on the shows coming up. So later on today is Beer Kim with Born Bearded and Raised Bearded,
yeah,
and
good
then
show.
yeah, definitely good show. I think it's what time is it, Baker? 8:30, 9:30,
Uh, 9. I think it's
9
9.
o'clock. So it's
Yeah.
right a little bit after our show. And then we have this show on Sundays. I mean, that guy. I don't know. He does some things with. He brings a Irish World of the Day sometimes, and it's kind of goofy. But what can we say,
Yeah.
right?
I
Yeah.
love the Irish word of
Yeah,
the day.
I did too.
You got to
What
go
would?
through some of that, bad shows to get to the good shows.
That's right. That's right. Hey, how you doing, Dark Blessing? Thank you for being
Dark
here, sir.
Blessing.
Thank you.
And we also had Michael S. Pop in, and
Yep.
of course, frickin' frack.
Freaking frack.
Freaking frack.
Thank you,
Hey,
Michael
that's
S.
bless.
Yes, sir. And then what was that word of the last week?
I can't say that when Santa Tom's around.
Oh yeah. Well, he's not listening.
He's in the back listening.
Yes, he is. All right. And then on Monday, of course, we have Monday Night Mayhem on Monday at 7:00 on Dino's Tactical Santa Dino channel. It's
Another
a great
good
show.
one.
So, and then on Tuesday, Terra. Tuesday, what time is it on Tuesday, Baker?
8 o'clock.
8:00 on Tuesday. Yeah. And then on Thursday, the beginning of the week on Thursday, we have the Tres Amigos.
I like that new logo.
Yes,
I
I do.
I like that new logo.
Yep. It is a great logo. It's the Three Amigos. And then also it is Be a Respect. And I know I'm missing two shows. It is, I don't have the logo for it yet, but it's Melissa from Copper Johns and Dan C. I will get that for next show.
And you got the Slaying Acre also.
And the Slaying Acre. Yeah. This coming up. Also, I just want to put this out there before we bring our guests. This is company discount codes. Nothing to do with affiliate codes. This is just company codes that they were generous enough for us to use and save you guys some money. So when you guys make an order, you use it, you save some money. You just give it back to the company. That's what we decided to do. So, we say thank you to all the companies. So anyways, what you guys say we bring our guests? I think it's definitely time for our guests to come in.
Yes.
So, other than that, let's bring Santa Tom. How you doing, sir?
Hey guys, how are you? Thank you so much for having me on.
So I have a surprise for you.
Okay.
And you ready? Okay.
I am ready.
There you go.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
So that is totally for you. I made that up, and I hope you'll enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Yes, absolutely. Who doesn't like to see themselves on video?
I do gotta say that green outfit, that one of the last ones where you're dressed up. I'm pretty sure that was either Santa school or something like that. But when you dressing up on that green outfit, that outfit looks fantastic.
Well, thank you very much. That is actually at the Texas Renaissance Festival that's going on right now. And hey, thank you so much, Dan. I appreciate you, sir. And I'll say something about Dan here in just a minute. But that was actually the Texas Renaissance Festival this year or last year, and which is going on right now. And that is I like the old world Father Christmas kind of style, right? That's my favorite. That's my favorite style to dress up as. But it's not as popular when you go to events and stuff. People want the modern kind of Coca-Cola style outfits, and which I wear, and that's fine. But I really like the old world style Santa. And you mentioned Dan C. come up. I want to tell you something, guys. I don't know if and regardless of how people feel about anybody, I don't know if people really realize, or maybe everybody realize, how important Dan C is to the bearded community. Inevitably, if I ever get asked a question from Santas, could I answer them? Could we answer them? 100% probably. But you know how easy it is to jump over to Dan's channel, just type in whatever the question is, copy a video, and paste it and say, here, you know what, watch this. This will answer any questions you have.
Right.
And, I don't think that, and everybody kind of knows who he is in the bearded community, but I don't think that there's that much, there's never enough appreciation. The same with you guys and everybody who puts on a show, because a lot of people don't realize how much goes into the cost and even out of your own pocket doing shows like this for your Restream or StreamYard or whatever you're using, the lighting, the editing and all that kind of stuff. Baker jumping backstage to go do some last minute stuff, right? So, much respect for everybody who does a show, because anybody that ever talks about, hey, I would like to do a show, I'm going to tell you something. It's a lot harder than what a lot of people think. But guys, I could sit here and talk all night. I just wanted to get that out there.
I do the same thing. I do the same thing. If someone asks about a product or how to style or anything, like I automatically share a Dan C video because that's where I learned.
Yeah. Look, I'm I don't want to say I'm lazy, but I like the path of least resistance. If I can click on something, hey, copy a link, and here's your answer right here.
Right.
Hey, why fix it if it's not broken, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, guys.
I see you, Dan. I know that, but I just wanted to put that out there. And I had a Santa show earlier today, and and just the easiness of being able to do that. But I appreciate you saying that. But guys, again, thank you so much. It is such an honor to come on with you guys. And man, all these people in the chat it's just so encouraging.
Yep. So listen, one of the things that we were talking about we each of us defining you on using one word, and let's do it again.
Except for one.
Except for
one.
I used to, but it is true. You are inspirational. You are you're kind. You are devoted, and you're a good friend.
Well, again, guys, all of you guys, everybody in the community is such an inspiration. I see all the company owners in here. You got Dan C. What I love about everything is the humbleness, right? It doesn't matter how big you think you may get or how big your channel gets, or don't ever lose sight that of your humbleness. And that's in life in general. Something I raised my kids growing up was, don't ever think that you're going to reach the point, even if you become the CEO of Exxon, don't ever lose sight of the fact of where you came from, right? And
absolutely
treat everybody the same. I don't care, and that's something my dad instilled in me. He's not with us anymore, but my dad said it doesn't matter if you're talking to the janitor at the building, treat them the same way as you would the CEO of the company, right?
Right.
And I've always tried to carry that no matter what you're doing in life. And that's not bragging on my part, guys. And one of the things that I hope that people know me is just stay consistent. Whether you're talking about, the importance of being a man in the community, the importance of giving, the importance of no matter what you're doing in life, stay consistent. People are going to be able to see what kind of person that you are. And they'll also see that if you're being fake, right? Yeah.
Absolutely.
If you're not being who you are. So, and trust is a hard thing to build. Trust is an easy thing to lose. And especially in the community, if you're doing reviews or Santa gigs or whatever you're doing, once you build that trust, it's hard to build that trust. But once you build it, it makes things a whole lot easier, because people know that, beer company owners, if they reach out and they talk to me and they entrust something to me and tell me something, hey, and ask me, please don't say nothing about this, they know that nothing's going to get said, right? And we need that. So anyway, again, guys,
no, you're competing
good. Hands if I start talking too much.
You're fine.
At all.
I think we got a couple of people over on Facebook on Santa's channel. Thank you. You're not the only ones in the chat. Santa is restreaming it on his channel. So there is a bunch of people on the YouTube portion of of Bishop's channel. But I'm glad you're here, Chad, and I believe Kevin Lambert.
Yep.
Kevin Lambright, owner of Pawpaw's Beard Co.
Yes,
Awesome.
sir.
Okay.
Great product, guys. I'm gonna tell you what, I love small batch companies. I love supporting small batch companies, and pretty much everybody that we support, other than a few, and even the larger companies. There's so many good products out there, and it's what I love sharing with these Santas that. And I'm fortunate enough, I get enough products that I can reshare them out, because there's no way that I would be able to use them all, and love sharing them and gifting them to where, and teaching guys how to take care of their beard. Because I'm gonna tell you what, as a professional Santa Claus, a lot of these guys put their beards through a lot of brutal treatment.
Yeah.
I can imagine that's a lot. So that's what another thing I was going to ask you. I know that you and Dino and Tactical Santa, and Beer Chief, you guys coming to the 1 year mark, right?
I believe we reached the 1 year mark last week. Yes, sir.
Nice.
That is
very nice.
That is excellent. The crazy thing is, I still remember when I got my first start. It was on Instagram. I was on Tactical. I'm not Tactical. Beer Chief live stream on Instagram. I was watching one time, and then I reached out to him after the show, and we started talking. And he told me, he said, "Hey man, if you want to come in when we get a chance, we might, just ask us to join in, and we'll let you." And I did. They asked me to go do it again the next time, and I got hooked. And 4 shows later, I was the third guy, right? And we've been doing strong, ever since. And the good thing about this is, we're brothers, and I got younger brothers, and you disagree with your brothers, but eventually, all the time you talk over and you fix things up, and then that's what you do. You come up with ideas and trying to make everything better. If it wasn't because them back then, Chief giving me the opportunity, Chief and Dino giving me the opportunity to join the show, I wouldn't be doing this, to be honest.
Right.
So,
yeah.
It's great. So that's what my question to you was: do you remember the first show you ever done?
Absolutely. It was Cervantes Beard Co. And that was kind of, we were talking about the Cervantes' products. And of course, he's no longer in business anymore, but he's still around. He still checks in and stuff like that. But we were talking about his products, and we said, well, hey, how about we kind of do a live show about it? And we just tossed it around, and we did a live show, and then we really liked it. And so there you go. The rest is history. And then we just started inviting guests on. And I'm going to tell you something, guys. And for you guys or whoever does, any kind of live shows, don't ever take for granted the people that are out there. I reached out to Dan C. and I invited him on our show. Of course, he's a busy man. Yeah. He's got stuff lined up for months and months and months in advance. But you don't ever know unless you invite folks on. Right. But then there's companies that we've had on, Copper John. Sometimes we get in the mentality and think to ourselves, "Oh, this is this huge company. There's no way he's going to have time or want to come on." Well, he was humbled. Right. Tyson's very humbled that we asked him to come, and he came on. Weatherbeard, been around for 10 plus years, and other companies we just had on, Black Rebel Beard Company, been around for a long time, that you would think that, well, they won't want to come on my show because they're just so big and they've been around. But they're excited to come on. They want to be involved. So don't ever think that no matter what you're doing, whether you're doing a vlog, whether you're doing a live stream, whether you're doing some kind of reach out to these people, because I promise you, if you're a smaller business, you wanting to, have questions, it doesn't ever hurt to ask. If you need some advice, reach out to these bigger companies. I promise you, most of them. And Corey comes to mind from Weatherbeard. He is just such a generous human being when it comes to sharing that knowledge. Chris from True North, another one. Lee from EDC. Of course, he's kind of part time now, but he's another one. Corey. Evan from Notable, so many, Jim from Small Town. All these guys are willing to share the knowledge that they've learned and bounce back and forth. It's humbling to me to see these beard company owners helping each other out, and I love supporting that.
Oh yeah,
it's true. It's true.
When I asked frickin' Practicum on, they told me they had a waiting list because everybody was asking them. they were very, very, very nice about it. But they said, "Oh, we promised other ones, and yeah, we're gonna get to the shows and stuff." And I was like third or fourth on their list, and they came back at me, and it was such an honor to have them on. They're staples of this community,
right?
100%.
And I had Tyson already on my show once, and then great interview, great person, real humble too. And you're right about that when how he was, everybody thinks because he's been around for a long time and he's made it. Everybody think that he's gonna say no, and you know what? He's super humble. Always says yes if he can to make it on the show. And you were talking about Dan C. Look, there's no time. If I have an opening, I'd reach out to him and ask him, "Hey, brother, you want to be on my show? I got an opening." The worst thing he could say is no, right? But you never know. He might say yes one time.
Here's the thing. Regardless of who it is, it's just the offer, and it means a lot. It's like this. It's like this show right here. I'm humbled and honored to be able to, come on. Not that I enjoy coming on shows. The Trace Amigos for me and my little Santa show that I do every other week is enough for me because I enjoy doing the videos, the motivational stuff. I love reviewing companies that I support, and the companies that I support are the companies that are out there supporting others, right? And that's kind of a staple for me. If somebody's out there helping others, I don't mind, helping them out doing reviews. And then I don't do as many reviews as I used to, but I still enjoy doing. I did a review today for Weatherbeard, and Corey just loves helping other people out so much. I enjoy helping him out. Right. And I think that is, when I tell everybody about the meaning of Christmas or keeping Christmas, I've been called corny. I've been called everything for saying something to do, and that's okay. But I tell you what, I'm still gonna work on trying to get that person to smile, make them happy, because if we don't do that, this world's not going to be a better place. We got to make sure and try to take care of one another. That's why I love this community so much.
I do too.
I mean,
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, with all y'all that reached out, I mean, it's unreal, how much care is in this community.
And then, now that we bring that point, this community is so good. It brings me to this little. This little thing right here. This show is going to be Saturday. Not Saturday, Monday on the Monday Mayhem. We're going to have, I think it's the dad, right? The dad is coming on.
I think both of them are, her and her dad.
The dad and the daughter, yeah.
So they are coming on to the show, and then they're gonna talk about this. I think this raffle was just all an idea, just a thought, and out of nowhere, because this community is so great, it just blew up. It went from big companies to little companies. That's how great the community is, and everybody supports each other. And please don't miss this show Saturday. Monday. I'm sorry, Monday, because it is a valuable show. This community, this brotherhood, this community is more than just beer. Okay, this right here don't have nothing to do with beer, but it had to do with life. With sharing family, and how this little girl is an inspiration, and how I gotta say this is how great God is, because they only gave her 8 months to live, and this little girl, I believe she's 6 now.
She's 8 years old.
8 years old. So this just it's just one of the things that it's gonna be a great show, guys. Please don't miss it. I encourage everybody to join us and watch it. Monday Mayhem. I know we get a little rowdy sometimes, but sometimes we do things like this for the people. So we want to definitely invite everybody to come watch it on Monday. Now, I got another question for you, Santa Tom. This logo, I like this logo. This new logo for the Tres Amigos.
I like it too.
Yeah, I like it. It's simple, but it's bold and powerful at the same time. Who designed that?
Well, man, I would like to say I thought long and hard about this, but it took me about 10 seconds to ask ChatGPT to give me a simplistic logo for the Trace, and that's what it spit out the first one. So I used it.
It looks amazing.
He does. He does look amazing.
Hey,
does look great.
ChatGPT is a great thing sometimes.
I have not figured it out yet. I'm still working on it. I know me and Baker are still working on it because we might. I learned if I type it, whatever I'm trying to do, type it, it's better than if I tell it, because I guess he don't recognize my hooked on phonics yet.
Wow. Well, I know you're just joking around about that, but I want to tell you something. Between the three of you guys in here tonight, with Baker, Bishop, and 11 Bravo over here, Mr. Army guy, each one of you guys and each one here in the chat is able to reach somebody that maybe the rest of us can't reach, right? And Bishop, you being your nationality, a Spanish individual, was going to be able to reach somebody, that I'm not going to be able to reach. I think Baker is. Am I wrong in saying you Irish or Scottish? I see the crack.
Yeah, Irish.
So he's going to be able to reach somebody, that this boy from Texas might not be able to reach, right? So, everybody has just got to find their worth, because everybody is worth something. Everybody in this community, regardless of what they do, who they are, is worth something, and you will be able to reach somebody.
Right.
So just, find your little niche, whatever it is. It's like the YouTube channel, guys. My YouTube channel. Everybody's, I can't believe he went up that fast. If people think that my YouTube channel subscribers have went up because of beard product reviews, I hate to break it to you, but it has not, guys. It's all about the Santa side of things, and it's around Christmas time where it grows, right? And you get a lot of subscribers that way. My Christmas videos tend to do a little bit better than my beard. I wish my beard product reviews did a little bit better, but you know what? We got to find our little niche in life.
Right.
And hey, if I can be a Santa, and there's many Santas in the bearded community, but if I can be that Santa in the bearded community, guys, that's what I want to do. I don't know where I was going with that from ChatGPT logo. But here we are.
It's all good, Santa. But
Santa.
Real quick, Big. I told you this. I posted that picture of the little girl, the show we doing, and look, Dark Blessing just said, "Hey, if you need any help, Bishop, let me know." That's how good this community is. I mean, I love that part.
Reach out to Mike Wiseman or Chief or Dino, and a lot of companies are getting involved with this. I know there's over 30 companies. Her name is Allison. Very, very rare disease, and basically what it is, and I did a little video over it, but basically what it is it blocks the flow of cholesterol, and cholesterol is very important in our body, and cholesterol is actually what surrounds our brain and protects our brain. And it prevents the flow of cholesterol to the places where it needs to go. So she's constantly having to get treatment for it. Her dad is very involved in the bearded community, been in a lot of beard competitions and a lot of events where there's giving involved. So it's a really, really good thing you guys are doing. And I hope that I could be just a little part of it. And if everybody is just a little part of it, it's like your 10 fingers and 10 toes. If you're missing your thumb, it's a lot harder to grip something, right? So every little part is important. It's the same thing in the community, guys. Every person is important if they just do a little part. It doesn't matter how little it is. It fits in somewhere.
You're right. It's like you can't lift up a car with one person, but if 20 or 30 persons get all together, we'd be able to lift that car with no problem, right? So it's just
Hey, man, back in the day, I was a beast. I'm telling you, man, don't let this old body fool you now.
You was a tank mechanic, wasn't you?
I was a Bradley mechanic in the
Or
Army.
Bradley, yeah.
Yeah. We used to lift up, man. I'm telling you, you used to. Well, you know that the engine in a tank in an Abrams only about yay big. It's a turbine engine, right? It's the transmission that's so big, but the engine and everything on the Bradley was massive. But yeah. My kids, I'll see pictures of me back in the day, and they're like, "Dad, that's you? Yeah, you dad. Don't let this old beard fool you, man. I was the beast back in the day."
So I know you. I mean, you know how we always talk about Chief and giving everybody the knife hand, right? So I made him a knife hand.
Yeah.
I'm actually got it chipped it out. Monday, I'm gonna chip it out, and then I made
awesome.
that. Yeah. So I got a new toy. I was able to get me a 3D printer, and I'm still learning how to do it. Just here and there, but just stuff that we learn. I gotta say this, Anna. When sometimes when you are on your truck and you do the live videos, man, I enjoy them videos a lot because they're inspirational. Sometimes it's like you speaking to me without not knowing. You know what I mean? So I thank you for that.
Well, hey, yeah. Well, hey, yeah. You can tell the tank mechanics.
Yep.
Well, thank you for that. First of all, that was kind of an inspiration. I jumped on one day because I had something on my mind and started talking, and I was actually talking to Corey Weatherby again. I mentioned Corey again, but he said, "Man, that's good. You should do that more often, and call it." He's always got such good ideas. Yeah, you ought to call it Truck Talk with Tom. So it was kind of a joke. So started doing that. Well, now I don't do so many lives where I do the videos every day. And I made a commitment to myself to do a video, just a short, it only takes about 20, 30 seconds. Right, and just do a live, but I committed to do it on men, young men, and guys, whenever I'm doing one of those videos, I'm speaking to myself and hoping that somebody else gets something out of it, and speaking about things that maybe I learned as a parent, as a dad, as a man, through life. We always say that we wish we could go back and know what we know now. I don't, but I see the benefit in knowing what you know now. Would it have made a difference? I don't know, but hopefully the differences that we've learned in our lives, we can help other people not make the same mistakes. Now, whether they listen or not, that's a different story.
Mm-hmm. It's true. So I got 7 kids. And I said this before, I'm an open book. I was a terrible dad. I was a great provider, but a terrible dad. So I drove trucks. I was always on the road, right? So unfortunately, I was not able to be there as much as I wanted to for my kids, right? And that's all I knew how to do: work, support my family, make sure they had everything they need. Us men, we think that that's everything we need to do. Work, and it's not, because it's working and pay your bills is definitely important, but there's other stuff that you got to be there for your kids, and try not to miss them little things. And I miss so much for my older kids. Now my young son that's 5 years old, I'm blessed that I work from home and I'm able to be there, and I won't change it. I will not change it at all, because that made me the person that I am now.
Right. I would have to disagree with you on one thing, Bishop. You being gone, it doesn't make you a bad dad. You were out providing for your children. Sometimes we can't help it. I'm sure Mr. Jay Summers was in the same boat I was. When you're deployed, sometimes you can't help it. You're away. It's just part of the job, the mission at the time, right? You were doing what you were supposed to do. You were out there providing a service to our country. keeping products moving down the road. So sometimes we can't help, the job that maybe we choose that you're still providing. So does that make you a bad father because you weren't there? I don't believe so. I believe that you were doing what was necessary to provide for your family, and nobody can argue that. We do kind of less of that today because I think years ago people used to be gone. Fathers were gone a lot more than I think dads are. Today you got people working remotely. You got people, you got a job right down the road from you, 10 minutes. Well, years ago, people really had to travel, whether it was on the railroad or where there was truck driving or the military. People were away from home a lot more. So I think in the grand scheme of things that you've probably been a wonderful father. Did somebody win something?
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's all good, brother.
If you have Apple products, it bings through all the Apple products. So,
no, and I appreciate that, and it really means a lot to me that you said that. I felt like I did the best I could at that point, to what I did, and we're trying to do better, and we want our kids to do better than us, right? Out of all of it, and I told my kids that. I said, you think I wasn't there, that I didn't do it enough? I said, I just want you to do better than me. Always be better than me in school. Have the education that I didn't have. When you have kids, be better than me. Of course, that's what we want for our kids to do. Always be better. So
I'm gonna tell you how much I appreciate you guys. Is my Texas Longhorns are playing tonight, and I'm on the show during the game. So I really, really love you guys.
We love you too, brother. We love you
to
too.
throw that out there.
Thank you.
I got a question for the season coming up, Santa.
Okay.
Do you go long bearded or do you trim up to the Santa length?
I will be trimming up. This is the longest my beard has been. I haven't touched it. I haven't put anything in almost 2 years. I started fresh because I bleached my beard the year before. And I always joke around and say, every time somebody says they bleach their beard, Dan C rolls over, but because it does a lot of damage to your beard. And it's almost by the time that you get done bleaching it, it's really hard. It's hard on your beard. So this time I've grown it out right before I shaved it off right after the Christmas 2 years ago. And this is 2 years worth, almost 2 years worth. And so, yes, I will be cutting probably, 4 or 5 inches off and getting it shaped, rounded up. Would I like to grow it long? Yes. Can I pull it off with the Father Christmas look? 100%. But not everybody likes that look. So, and I do whiten my beard. I'm not saying it's as good as it's better than bleaching, but it is a little bit better. I use a whitener, and it really gets it snow white. It's more like it's called punky spray. It's a white spray. And I do videos showing people how to use it, but it whitens it up and it washes out with beard wash and water. But yes, sir, I will shape it up and give it that rounded look that, I think 8 inches for my beard is a good length for a Santa beard. And that's going to be about 5 inches off of it. Yeah.
Nice.
I know there's a lot of people out there going, no, but I got to do what makes sense. It's too hard. Can I shape it? Can I tuck it under and use hairspray and do all that? Yes, but for me, it just doesn't. When I go to an event and I call myself a professional Santa Claus, I want to represent a professional, right? I even though I'm not out there making this corporate money, I want to represent a brotherhood, just like in the bearded community, that Santa community. I want to represent when you put on that suit. Now that may sound corny to some, but it means a lot to me. And I want to be able to represent and look the best that I can and give people the best product because they're paying money. And some of these folks pay good money to get a background check, real bearded, licensed, insured Santa Claus. And it's a lot of money invested in these suits and the insurance and everything that's involved with it. But I want to be able to give them the best product and the most memories that they can gain. I hope that answers your question. I probably went a little overboard on it.
Hey, so on one show that Santa was at, I don't remember what show it was, but he was in a show, and my son was watching, and um, and he said, I told him, I said, hey, Siki, look, Santa's on. And I told Santa Tom, I said, would you do the ho, ho, ho for him? And he did. My son just smiled. And, that meant the world to him. And it meant the world to me, too, because, you don't have to do
I
that.
always tell people in the community, if you got kids, reach out. It doesn't take very long for me to make a little short 20, 30-second video. I try to get them all together and do them all at once. But, just to do a little video for kids and just them hearing their name with a little background that I do. I know you can't really see it, but I got a green screen. The old school when you were in school and the teacher had the little thing she pulled down. I've got a green screen that does that. It rolls down. I can turn on my OBS system, put a background on. Looks like you're at the North Pole or out there with reindeer. And kids really, really love that stuff. So, and for me, guys, that's what it's all about. Especially being a grandfather of 6 now, it means a lot to me to see those kids smile.
Right.
So, Santa, a question I have. So, when you were a young elf, was Christmas the biggest holiday that was celebrated at your house?
100%. I can remember, guys, like we all can. I'm gonna tell you something. You remember those Christmas presents and the toys that you got and everything else. One of the coolest Christmases I ever had. I was around 9 years old. We lived in a little town here in Texas. I was raised in called Cut and Shoot, Texas. Yes, it is a real town, Cut and Shoot, Texas. And it was a little small town of about 250 people at the time. It's grown up a little bit since then. But we lived out on 14 acres, and I got my first BB gun for Christmas. My goodness, man. You would have thought I was Davy Crockett, man. I was out there shooting everything. Trees, blades of grass, whatever you can think of. But yeah. So yeah, Christmas means a lot to me and my family. It still does to this day. My kids and my grandkids all come over during Christmas time. My wife's got a Christmas village that it's a lot. It fills up 8 or 10 8-foot tables, and it is a lot. And
that's crazy.
So
that is.
We start setting up in October, so we'll start setting up at the end of this month, and we'll be setting it up through Thanksgiving and getting ready for that. But
that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's all.
Was there anybody in your family that did professional Santaing, or are you the first?
I would say I'm the first. If they did, I don't know about it, but yeah.
Does your wife help you as Mrs. Claus sometime?
She does. Now, the last year and last year she didn't because of some health issues. This year, she was going to, but it's gotten so late in the season. I think we're going to wait, but she's going to start helping out again next year.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you something, guys. She's my biggest supporter. The way it should be in a marriage. And she was actually the one that really encouraged me to do the Santa thing, the Santa gig, the professional Santa. So, I owe a lot to her. She's an inspiration. She's going through a lot and still finds time to encourage and really help. So it really motivates me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
How you got started also as a Santa? Just for like your grandkids, your kids, or?
Well, so it's about the same as I started. So I started the YouTube channel. I started, the Facebook. I started doing the videos and the Santa. The biggest thing, guys, I think one of the most important thing we can do as men is leave a legacy.
Right.
Okay. Now this may sound a little, I don't know. This may sound a little corny to some, but I really believe we don't really have a lot we can leave. You can leave money, you can leave property, but those things will fade eventually, right? Money's going to go away. All items are going to lose value or may gain, whatever the case may be. But if you can leave a lasting legacy and leave a good word and a name, because that's all you're born into this world with. You're born in with your word and your name. That's all you're going to leave with. You're not going to carry nothing with you. So if I can leave something, and that was the whole point of the YouTube channel and the whole Santa Tom thing, was so hopefully one day when I'm not here anymore, my grandkids and their kids have something they can look back and say, look at this nut. You know, but something hopefully to make them smile, something that they can. That's what it's all about. People may make the comment, "Boy, you just getting all those subscribers." Guys, I'm gonna tell you something. Even that many subscribers, don't quit your day job. It's not like it's very humbling that many people would tune in to watch some videos that you make. But I'm telling you right now, guys, the biggest thing that it's for me is for the kids and the grandkids to have when I'm no longer here. I hope that answers your question. But I enjoy making people happy. Mr. Jay Summers will tell you, you see enough in combat. You see enough. I worked a lot of years in the penitentiary to where I've seen enough violence, death, destruction, and all that in my life. I've had enough of it. I wanted the second half of my life to hopefully bring some kind of joy, some kind of happiness to people. And if I can be a part of that, that's why I don't feel corny doing what I do, right?
Yes.
I enjoy it because you only live once, and you can live one or two ways. You can live down in the dirt, depressed, unhappy, or you can choose to be happy and try to hopefully make other people happy as well.
Yeah. You touched on something a couple of days ago about, how to leave your legacy and how we need to treat, for example, how you say you treat your woman, and you want your kids to see how you treat your wife. Because your wife is not only just a woman by you, she's your soulmate. She's the person that God put in your life. I've been married twice, two completely different women. Don't regret either or. It was a stepping stone to the other one. Unfortunately, the first time, after 14 years, it didn't work out. I wasn't planning on getting married again, but I met my wife now, and even if we get mad at each other, we have one rule in my house: is we don't go to bed angry. You have to tell me you love me, even if I'm leaving the house, and you have to at least throw me a kiss, because you never know if that's gonna be the last kiss or the last "I love you," Because I still work with trucks and driving. Anything could happen, and so I try doing things different, but I do agree that one video you were talking about how you show your daughters how a woman should be treated, and then it's with the things that are going right now in society, we have to show our kids how to do that because they see different, either by videos, by other things, the violence out there. So we have to teach our kids, our youngest, how to treat a woman the right way. And I appreciate that one video because it was good. I mean, like I said earlier, the videos that you do, they do hit everybody different because it's an inspiration. You're an inspirational person, and I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, first of all, hey, bro, driving through North Dallas, you're only about 4 hours away. Come on down, man. Well, I'm glad. First of all, I appreciate the fact that but one video's inspired you. Hey, if just one video can inspire you, if that's the only one that inspires you, I appreciate it, man. I'm just kidding.
Oh, there are a whole bunch, son. A whole bunch. But that one is just because at that moment it's going the things society, the things they're going through. Look, it's true. Something has got to be,
if people think that this world is out there for your kids, as an adult, that's sadly mistaken. It's tough. The world is tough. It's not a nice place. Not everybody in the world is as happy and as jolly as Santa Tom all the time.
Right.
But what I always would raise my kids, and especially because I have 3 daughters and I have 1 son. I have 4 children, 6 grandchildren. don't mistake kindness for weakness. It doesn't, just because you're kind, just because you are compassionate, doesn't necessarily mean that you need to be weak, right? So my kids grew up. They had to grow up. You mentioned, and not a lot of people know this about me in the community, but I've been married twice. My first wife, we're very, very good friends now. We got married when we were very young. She was 17. I was 18. We were way too young. All four of my children are with my first wife. We got divorced. We were married for 12 years. We got divorced, but it was a very, I would say, as friendly as a divorce as you could imagine. And we're still friends to this day. We never held the kids against each other. My wife now, I knew actually before my first wife, and met after I raised my kids. I didn't get involved in a relationship until I raised my kids and they were out of high school. And then it was like it was just happened. But you mentioned about treating the way you treat your wife is how you're not just your daughters, but your son as well.
Right.
You know, but how you treat other people. You know, we men used to shake hands and congratulate each other and agree on things by shaking a hand. You know, a lot of that is not a thing anymore.
Right.
You need to show your wife love and compassion and listen to her, because if a kid is raised and seeing nothing but arguing and hatefulness and spitefulness, that's, for one, that's what the daughter is going to expect. And I don't mean to get off in all this, but that's what the daughter is going to expect. And in turn, that's what the son is going to expect, the way that he is okay to treat, you know, somebody that he cares about when he gets older. So, yeah, I'm very big on that. People can agree or disagree with me or not. That's what I believe. And I really feel strongly about raising and helping young men in this world, because we don't help at least one younger, somebody in the generation below us or generations below us. This world, they're going to learn real quick that this world, suicide rates are so high in America right now. Right. And mostly it's because people need to feel accepted. They need to feel loved. They need to feel appreciated. And if people aren't reaching out to them, making videos, and guys, I'm going to tell you something right now. What keeps me going on making those daily videos is it inconvenient some days? Oh, I forgot I got to go out there and make a video. It's when somebody reaches out or says something kind like you just did, Bishop. It's when it says it helps them. Yep. If it can help somebody, that's what keeps it. That's what keeps it going on. Now that may sound cliche or like, he's just saying that, but it really does, because guys, you know, it ain't making no money off of it, but it really, truly, genuinely is. Hopefully, will help somebody. And I hope I'm not taking up all y'all's time.
No. You're definitely good. This is all about you, Santa Tom. This is all about you.
I do have a question for Santa Tom. If you had only one cookie to eat every single night while you could, what would that cookie be?
It would be a double chocolate chip cookie from Bob and Terry, because they just sent me like 2 dozen double chocolate, and I love double chocolate. And guys, I'm gonna sit here and tell you, I just had to take the rest of them in there because I could sit here and eat the whole 2 dozen in one night. But yes, double chocolate chip cookies are my absolute weakness. As my kryptonite, I could eat them, and it's so hard to, you know, guys. Cookies are my downfall. I'm just letting you know right now.
You're Santa Claus.
Whole milk or 2%?
I know whole milk and raw milk if I could get it.
Woo. So my wife makes some chocolate chip cookies with oatmeal, and she used chocolate chip and the white chocolate chip on it, and that's my favorite. My son, he loves any chocolate chip as long as he could help my wife crack the eggs and mix everything.
Nice.
Well, you know, I mentioned Bob and Terry. You know, you mentioned them earlier and how much they mean to the community. You know, and they're just such kind people, and just to do that, and it meant a lot. But not only sending some cookies, but the recipe along with it. You know, so you know, even my wife could make it. But oh man, they're so good, guys. Oh.
Mm-hmm. So Santa, what is your favorite Christmas movie?
Oof. the Christmas Chronicles now. If you'd asked me a year or two ago, but the first Christmas Chronicles, I think that honestly has changed how people perceive Santa Claus, because kind of Kirk Douglas kind of made it. It's Kirk Douglas, right? Isn't it Kirk Douglas,
Yeah.
that movie?
Yeah.
So
I believe so.
Santa cool again, right?
Right.
Kind of come out in the leather Santa outfit with the salt and pepper beard, and yeah, I love it. And and I've been in love with Goldie Hawn since I was a little kid. So she just added that little sugar on top.
Well, so I have a few favorite that I like. Of course, I love Christmas Vacation. That's what I'm supporting there with the pin and stuff like that for like my funny one. But I always loved the old anime or the old claymation.
Oh yeah,
Christmas.
Rankin Bass.
Yeah, they really. I try to catch them when they're on TV or they're reruns of DVDs and all that stuff. Yeah, we're old. The DVDs, I said, not streaming, but I could have said VHS because we have a lot on VHS too. But it's just when the Christmas comes around, my wife is really big on Christmas. I wasn't for a long time. But getting older, I really starting to enjoy it.
Yeah, I see some good Christmas movies being put up in there. I love that time of year. Just all the movies that come out. Anything. I'm not big into that. My wife loves the Hallmark Channel movies. The Christmas movie, the love sappy kind of. I'm not too much into those, but I do like the Christmas Vacation is hilarious, obviously, and A Christmas Story is a classic. All of those are so much fun. But yeah, I do love the same the claymation or like you said, the Rankin Bass type movies, the old movies. I absolutely love those as well. Yeah.
Mine was the Santa with Tim Allen.
Oh yeah, that one's a good one too.
Well, that's actually who my suit is. It kind of mimics or goes after. I had a Tim Allen belt made. They call it a Tim Allen belt. It's brown, and the Coca-Cola boots I wear are the brown boots. Now he had black boots that were lace ups, which I'd like to have. That I haven't got those anything like that yet. A lot of guys make them in the community, and they really look cool. But yeah, I got the brown boots, classic Coca-Cola. But I love that belt.
Yep.
So, if you will have any advice for anybody that wants to start being a Santa, what advice would you give them?
Do your research. There's so much information out there. I've got videos, but there's better videos. It's like, I got beard videos, but if anybody asks me a question, guess what do? I get a Dan C video and send it to them. I don't send them one of mine. Not that I don't trust my advice. It's just, if it's already out there, but there's so many, get you some education. There's so many Santa schools out there. The Worldwide Santa Claus Network is an online, that's where I did my training at. And it's all online, and it is such a good resource. And there's over 8,000 Santa and Mrs. Clauses around the world that's affiliated with the Worldwide Santa Claus Network. And they have videos and training that decades and decades of knowledge and wisdom through these videos and advice and people that you can reach out. But the biggest thing is do your research, because you don't have to do like I do. And my wife always tells me I do. I jump full bore into something and go out and spend $2,000-$3,000 on a suit where you could, you don't have to do that. You can you could start smaller and work your way up, right? So yeah, that would be my biggest advice is do your research. If anybody ever has any questions, reach out to me, because if I don't, I'm not going to give you some old bullcorn answer, just to satisfy, a question. I will find out an answer or get somebody, just same as beard advice, or get somebody involved that knows the answer.
Yeah, listen, and that's a great thing, because there's on everything. I will use this example of live streaming, because that's my personal experience. But I spend a lot of money on stuff that I didn't need to do a live stream.
Right.
2 mics, live boxes to make noises because I thought that was cool. I mean, stuff that you spend. And I asked one company on it, they gave me great advice, and it don't sound bad. And then I was able to I say we, because I send the guy to the right person. We were able to help Baker when he was having issues, and that's just how amazing this community is. We help them, and I'm talking about Mason from Bearded. That's all. That is all. He he helped me. He helped Baker. So great guy. I love them guys. Oh yeah. That is my favorite. That one and Brass and Bourbon is my favorite.
Yeah.
So
yeah, dude, that's some Look, what I would encourage everybody to do is, I understand not everybody can just afford to go out and just buy a bunch of products from companies, but help support these companies, whether it's, if you do get something and leave them, you don't have to do a video review if you don't do but you get on there and leave a Google review or leave a review on their website. People don't realize how much that helps them out. Jumping on and just leaving some comments about how much you enjoy those oils. I'm fortunate enough to where I can give things to these Santa Clauses that reach out and may have never tried beard care products before. But for one, I enjoy giving, and so I don't have to throw the products away. I can give them away and hopefully help somebody else. But my hope is that they'll use, because I'm not just sending them some old trash either. It's stuff that I use that I may have 2 or 3 of, right? But it's able to help them out, and hopefully in turn they will start supporting these companies. So inevitably, it's all about helping the community, however we can.
Right, and that's what Chris from True North said. That website review really helps because a lot of these new people, they don't see our reviews that we do on YouTube. They see reviews on, and I gotta say this, man, I'm guilty by not doing the website review. Sometimes I don't have no time, and that's a not good excuse. But I do sometimes go back 3 weeks later and just do 3 or 4 company reviews because I do save them. I do go back. It's really, really hard sometimes.
We're all guilty of that. And I think Chris just said, get about 1 review for every 6 or 7 orders. We're all guilty of it. But, you really do. And I didn't realize until I started my business with the Santa, because of how many events that I get where people see a review and reach out to me and said, hey, I saw a review, how much they really enjoyed you being there. Right. And you get repeat business off of that. So, yeah, 100%. But we can all do our little part, right?
Right.
And just leaving a review, we may think that that's something, there ain't nobody going to worry about. People see that stuff. Mm-hmm. Especially on Google, it really does help us when people get on there, that search engine, it really does push it.
Talking about Corey from Weather Beer. Thank you, Corey.
What's up, brother? Yeah, Corey, and like a lot of these other beard company owners, they're just amazing people. Chris from True North. This is why I enjoy helping and supporting these companies, is because they support others. I don't mind doing that. We got some great reviewers in here. I saw Bearded Texan in here, Christopher, good guy, just a humble human being. You guys, and just all these company owners. It's just neat for me to be able to just be a part of it, guys. I'm humbled every day. I don't, I've been into some live streams and where people make I don't know where this comes from. Like, we got royalty here, or, we got, guys, I'm going to tell you something. I'm just a nerd that makes that loves beard products, that makes videos. I promise you, I'm in my bedroom right now. This is my studio. It's my bedroom. I got my bathroom to the left. I got a wall to my right. It's nothing special. I just enjoy, hopefully, getting getting some stuff out there for people to enjoy.
Don't feel bad. Listen, this is a canvas, and the only reason it's closed right now is because I have the 3D printer in the room, and I don't want my son to come over here. And he's autistic, so half of the time he don't wear no clothes. So the door is a separator, but no, it's nothing special. Trust me, nothing special at all. I'm a humble reviewer, and I like to learn everything I can from everybody. I take from Baker showed me something. Justin showed me something not that long ago, and I see stuff from there, and I see the stuff that you put in your messages, in your videos, and I'm trying to be inspirational to. You were saying about Christopher from Beer Texan, that corral stuff that he does on Fridays. I've been in there now, I think 3 months now. I got in there. I was talking to him and he sent me an invite, and I got in there, and it's nice to talk, guys, and sometimes he gets a little rowdy, it does, but it's nice to talk, guys. The other day, one of the guys from there was having a bad day, and just talking to him, man, it's just giving him advice, real life advice, just stuff that we went through. The next day, he sent me a message saying, "Hey, man, I appreciate it the way you talk to me." Hardly anybody does that. That's what we're here for, right?
Absolutely.
100%.
So I've said this before, Santa. The toughest part of my day is picking out what beard oil to use. I'm sure that has to be a big issue with you because I'm sure your collection's a lot bigger than mine. So how do you pick out your scent of the day?
Scent for me anymore, guys, is subjective. I'm going to tell you what I've started using a lot more of. I'm going to tell you how my brain works. I like essential oils a lot more now, and I'm going with a lot more with essential oils. I talked about, since he's in here, Weatherbeard. Great essential oils. True North's got essential oils. A lot of these companies have some essential oils out. I enjoy the feel in beard a lot more now. Scent for me is a lot more subjective. Now, do I like a nice strong scent? 100%. But I like, everybody knows for the most part, I like my tobacco scents. I like a nice tobacco scent. I've got my favorites from different companies. There's so many great oils out there. We've got so many bird oil blends. We've got so many light blends. We've got so many medium viscosity blends. We got so many thick. I just got one in from. Oh goodness gracious! I don't want to get up right now, but. The company. In fact, I just bought it because Dan C did a promotion from. Artist Man. Yeah. And it's probably the thickest oil out there, right? But I love it because on my days that I do my stripping, I really like that nice heavy viscosity. But right. the scent wise, though, it means less to me now than it used to. If it's got a nice little enjoyable scent, I think Corey said it best. It's kind of like an aromatherapy when you first put it in. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily need to smell it, 6, 7, 8 hours later. I've got some scents in there, like I'm sure y'all do. You can put it in the morning, take a shower at night, wake up the next morning and still smell it, right? But I don't necessarily need it that strong. But it's more about the quality of the oils and guys, most of the companies that everybody supports that's in here right now and that we support, that make quality ingredients. And I'm going to tell you something. And another reason why I said that, and I don't know how long y'all show is, so I don't want to take it all up. But the reason why I said to support these companies is because it's easy for somebody to sit there, and we see a lot of companies come and go. It's easy for somebody to say, well, I'm going to make my money. I'm going to make my million. I'm going to start up a beard oil company, beard product company. I'm going to tell you something, guys. If you've never tried to make some beard oils, just do it. There's plenty of DIY or DIY videos out there to do them, right? Try to make some. It's not as easy as you think. Nope. And plus, I don't have the patience, right? Yeah. I would much rather buy some products and sit there and try to make it. Again, if it's not broke, why try to fix it?
Right.
Yeah. I let the professionals do that.
I tried making oil once before. It was because I wasn't finding the right thing. I wasn't looking either, which is at the beginning. But it's not even the time or the patience. It's also the mess. Because when we started, if you're starting just from scratch and you don't have the setup, like we don't have the setup, you're going to do it in the kitchen. And let me tell you that if you make a mess and you leave all that oily stuff around, your wife is not going to be happy.
Right. So I like what Corey just said. Good luck. Yeah, right. Yeah. And it's true. People, but there's people that will start a company, a beard oil company, thinking, hey, I'm going to make my money. And that's why you don't see a lot of companies make it. You really got to have a passion. There's got to be a reason. And most of the companies that's been around for a while, if you get on and read their about page, like Weatherbeard, it was because they were looking for something for themselves, and they made something that worked for them and said, you know what, let's try to get this out there to the public. And that's what worked. Hey, that's outstanding and more props, because I'm telling you what, and what I like about a lot of these guys, you got guys like, Corey or Chris, and I know I mentioned the same names, but they happen to be in here, so I'm not talking behind their back, right? But they're live all the time talking about their business. They're an open book. So nobody can sit there and say, oh, well, everything's handed to them. No, you can actually see that they are in there getting their hands dirty, blood, sweat, and tears. That's what we don't see as consumers a lot of the time, is all the effort, a lot of the blood, sweat, tears, and months that sales may not have been that good, and that's what we don't see. We just see the final product that we get to enjoy.
Right.
That's true.
The headaches, or the ones that they're selling, not the ones that they don't make it, right? Because there's a lot of trials and tribulations. So Jim's here. I want to, I know you've been around longer than me on the beer community. I wasn't trying to call you all Santa Tom, I promise. But I know Jim have made a couple collaborations for you before, and other companies have. But I had the pleasure of doing a collaboration with Jim, the Bishop Gamby, and it all started as just an idea, right? Just I had an idea I was saying, and I was so humble that Jim ran with it, and how he ran with it and made it his, and turned it to what Bishop Gamby is right now. And I couldn't be no more proud of Bishop Gamby. And some of these guys have to think outside the box, because there's so many companies out there, but the ones that are making it, they are thinking outside the box. It's not just the old cedarwood or patchouli by itself, what it used to be back in the day. Sandalwood, cedarwood. These scents nowadays are, way
complex.
Different than what
they're really complex, some of them,
right.
They are, and there's some great companies, great scents out there, guys. But I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes those I still love those simplistic, type scents. I love a good sandalwood or a good amber scent, or just but we have the option to get basically whatever we want, any kind of blend we want. We're really spoiled now, where I remember several years back when I was growing my beard, I'd say 8, 9, 10 years ago, it was a lot smaller, but I wasn't really taking care of my beard back then the way that I do now. I'd grow it out to a certain length and shave it off. Again, this is the longest I've ever had it. But it's very enjoyable. But the biggest part to me, guys, is getting to know everybody and everybody's support in the community. So I would just say that.
It's So let me ask you this, Santa Tom. What was your first oil you ever bought? It don't have to be small batch, but your first oil. Mine was something I bought from Amazon.
First oil I bought. Oof. I believe it was from Black Rebel Beard Company. It was the first oil I bought, and it's because I turned on, like a lot of us did, a Dan C video, and he did a review. It was a review from Black Rebel Beard Company, and so that's all I knew at the time. So that's what I bought, and then you start to discover all these other companies, and that was several years ago. It's one of his first videos, and I can only imagine what it's like for him, because I go back and watch some of my old review videos and sit there going, and just how just, I'll say it, how corny they seem, but. But yeah, I believe that was it. But the joy of discovering all these companies, and again, somebody, Corey says it, a lot of times as a reviewer, we become more of collectors, right? Because we just get so many. Sometimes I wish I only dealt with 5 or 6 companies. That's just the chunk that I took off and took on is ordering and reviewing these companies. I really try to buy everything I review. If a company wants to send something extra, that's on them. But that's one really thing I'm a big proponent on. A newer company that we're going to have on the Trace Amigos show next week is wanted to send me some stuff, and I just got to where I just refuse. I tell them, let me buy something, and please only send when I buy, because not trying to be rude, but it gets kind of overwhelming, when you get a package of 6, 7 beard oils in and you order 2, and knowing that you're not gonna be able to use all of it, right? So but the generosity in the community is second to none. Yeah.
Hey, so Jim for Small Towns, he said, I know of a good one coming out soon, Sana.
I will give everybody a hint. I'm doing 3 collaborations this year. I've done several. I've had several companies reach out, and I tell them I really appreciate it. But I've cut it down to 3 this year because it's a little more work than what people think. They send you some testers, you test it out. They send you some more after you make adjustments. And yes, Jim from Small Towns is one of the collaborations this year. And it's something I promise you nobody's ever seen before. I told Jim it's either going to be a flop or it's going to be a hit.
But so far he did the Bishop, he did the Navigator, and he did the Tactical Santa one. He's working on yours, and he's working on one with Justin.
Let me say this. I wouldn't say, I know the scent profile is great, because the scent profile is great. It's I did the artwork for it. So that's what I meant when I say it's either going to be a hit or it's going to be a flop, because I promise you there's never been anything like it before.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, you have the one with Small Town already, because I think I bought it.
Right.
I have 2 or 3 of them with Small Towns. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But again, and guys, I'm going to tell you something. Jim is such a nice man. He's such a good man. I enjoy helping people that do good for others. Jim supports others in the community. He's a family guy. He loves the community. He's very active. I just love supporting people like that.
Yeah. And that's the funny thing. Like I say all the time, like if somebody came and wanted to do a collab with me, I don't even know how you get started. How would it, like, I like so many scents. I like, to narrow it down. It's got to be hard on you and hard on the company to kind of relay what you like and then to kind of make it,
It's not that it's hard. It's just it's time consuming. It's harder on the company that's making it because they've got to do the scents.
Right.
They send it out, and then it's subjective too because what they may think is. They're the experts. Okay. These guys that mix these scents, they are amazing, these company owners, because I've got a bunch of essential oils that are up here in my cabinet. I can start mixing stuff. That doesn't make it good, right? Now I can make a mean peppermint scent. Just put some peppermint, some castor oil, and some metal foam seed oil, jojoba oil, and just mix it in there and make a mean peppermint. But you start trying to make these complex scents. It's harder than what people think. Then you have to abide by the IFRA standards and all of that kind of things. Now, when I make my own, if I make a strong peppermint scent, I can promise you it's about 10 times stronger than probably IFRA would allow. So obviously I couldn't sell it. But these guys, I enjoy supporting them because they'll make these, they'll send it out. Typically, they'll send you 5 or 6 samples, right? And then you go off of the favorite one. So you got to wear each one in beard in the morning, at night, wear each one in beard, see how it works in the beard, see how it is. You tell them, hey, I like this one. Well, they'll make that one, send it to you, see if for a final test, see if there's any adjustments that need to be made. Typically is how it goes. But it's a little more work than what people think is involved with it. That's why I limited myself to 3 this year, 3 companies, and they're already done. I'm excited for them. I wish I could talk about them, but I probably shouldn't. All I will say is I could promise you I love all 3 of them, but the artwork for the Small Town Traditions one, again, if it's a flop, it's all on me. I'll just put that out there.
So when do you think that one's going to be ready for showcases? I'm intrigued. You're saying?
I don't know. I would think most of them, the Christmas scents start coming out next month. Okay. I know one of them is coming out on the 6th, and we'll be having that person on the show of November. Not Jim. The one of them is going to be coming out on the 6th. Okay. And so that they'll be on the show then, and as a company that I think a lot of people will be excited about seeing. And then the other one, the guys, I'm going to tell you something. People are going to love them. I just love Christmas scents anyway, but I don't like the traditional. I'm not so much into the traditional pine scent or Christmas tree scent. They're nice, and don't get me wrong, they are nice, but I like something that's nostalgic. You know, I like I don't mind a little tobacco in there. You know, kind of that grandfather. You know, being in the Christmas morning with your grandfather, smoking a pipe on a leather chair. You know, that's the kind of thing that I like. So, yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, the only Christmas scent that I own is Santa's Sleigh by Flaming Beard. Because it doesn't have any of those notes that you were just talking about. You know, it has the leather. It's just, I bought that as an air freshener for my truck, and I got the bottle also, and I love it. You know, that to me, that's a great scent.
I've probably got more Christmas scents from True North Beard Company than anybody else right now. But, you know, there's companies out there like Corey, you know, has got some scents that could be a Christmas scent anytime. You know, some of his new drops that he just dropped could be a Christmas scent, right? So it's what you make of it. You know, everybody expects a Christmas scent to be you smell like a candy cane. Now, whenever I do my Santa stuff, that's typically what I'm wearing because that's kind of what people like and what they expect. And I smell, guys, I'll be wearing peppermint butter, peppermint cologne, peppermint beard oil. I smell like a candy cane factory. But that's what the kids like. So,
right.
So you have seen, you have been in the game for a while, and you have seen a lot of changes on the beer oil making, on the scents, and on the beer community, right? I just started not that long ago. When you started and Chief started, it was way different than now.
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, there's guys that's been in a lot longer. You know, Mike Brewer has been in this. Been in the community so long. I wouldn't say I've been involved a long time. Maybe the last 2 years when I've been heavily involved. Now, I've bought beard products years ago and through the years, but not like I do now and involved. I kind of made a commitment to start the channel about 2 years ago. It was a truck driving channel before it was Santa Tom, my YouTube channel. And I had like 40 subscribers, right? But now, when I made the commitment, but yeah, you see, the biggest thing is you see companies, you want to see everybody succeed. At least I do. Unfortunately, unless somebody's in it for the long haul, it's a lot harder than what they think it is. And that's the biggest changes that you see. And I hate to hear when somebody you hear, oh, have you heard so-and-so's closing their doors? I hate to hear that. Yeah. But again, life goes on. The ones that are tried and true, the ones that stick it out. And I always try to encourage these company owners, they reach out, hey, just if you can, hang in there. Because you've got to have that passion and you've got to have that love for what you're doing. Because if you don't, you're not going to make it. But that's anything in life, guys. Right. That's anything we do, right? If you don't, it's easy to start making some videos. There's content creators that were, really big a few years ago, but aren't around anymore. So it's the same thing. If you lose that passion, it's easy to say, oh, I'm done with it. Right. Yeah. It's got to be a passion. It's got to be something you love doing. I'm just amazed at some of these guys. Chief, people underestimate some of these guys' reviews. Chief puts out a mean review, man. He was one of the first ones besides Dan C that I found. Bearded Beanie is another one. He doesn't make as many videos as he used to, but he just delivers so well. So many good reviews. Dave, Born Bearded, such a good reviewer, so smooth. There's in a lot of ways, I wish I was more like his reviews. Mr. Summers here puts out a good review. Bishop, all of you guys, you find something that I wish I could do as well, right? And I would just encourage people that if you're going to do it, hey, do it with everything you have. Try to put out the best product where you're at right now. You may not be able to do the best editing right now, but start where you're at and build up towards my inspiration. Obviously, I know I've mentioned his name a lot tonight, but Dan C. And speaking with him, and he's given me a lot of advice. I try to pattern my videos, and it's no secret. I try to pattern my videos after his reviews, because they're so professionally done. And then when you talk to him, it's funny because he'll say, you would think he's using this high-tech equipment where he's really not, so he's really giving a lot of advice to where you don't have, again, it's like the Santa suits. You don't have to go out and spend a ton of money. You can start where you're at and work your way up. Like I'm using a couple right now. You kind of tell I'm using a couple ring lights. It's not even that bright anymore. Yeah. I don't have this big fancy studio. But guys, I don't know how long your show goes, but I don't want to take up all y'all show here.
We're good. We're trying to get off just before Dave Born Bearded King comes in. Just we don't want to step on anybody, but that's usually why we try to stay probably another about 20 minutes, right, Baker? About another 20.
Yeah, it all depends, if we have a good guest or not,
Right.
I mean, some of the
look, we're having fun. We're definitely having fun.
Some of the guests don't talk much. Yeah, some of the guests don't talk much.
Well, I will say this, and I mentioned it before. Christopher is I'm gonna tell you something. He's probably one of the hardest working beard product reviewers out there. That dude. I mean, again, just like these guys that make beard products. Until you start making videos, editing them, and trying to put out a good product, you don't realize how much work is involved in it, and it can be time consuming, right? So just guys, I'm so excited to see all these people in here. Yes, he is. Yeah, Dan. It's easy to kind of blow people up, but it's also nice when you can talk about folks that don't get the big head, right? That aren't out there like hey, all hail me, right? Yeah. And again, that humbleness is what I appreciate and what I love to support.
I got talking about Dan C. I gotta give it to him and say this. You could send him a message, and within I say an average between, sometimes faster than that, but I say within 5 hours, you usually get a reply back.
Well,
Unless he's with family. And I also got to
right.
give him this. When he's with family, he is with family.
Well, let me put it to you this way too, and a lot of people, can say what they want or do what they want. I've seen the comments out there as well. He charges this for reviews. He does, whatever it is, that's fine. This is how this man makes his living. He does it better than anybody out there. But I will say this for those content creators out there that may watch this or watching this now, Dan doesn't just do beard product reviews consults. I did a consult with Dan on product reviews, YouTube videos, and I learned so much in that hour that really, that's when you could really see when my videos changed from being kind of corny to a little more, I hope a little more structured, right? I won't say professional yet, but a little more structured, was from that advice. So, don't just, if you ever want to do a consult, he doesn't just do. The man is smart. I'm telling you, I don't have an issue when saying somebody is smarter than I am. I think he's got 3 or 4 degrees, 2 master's degrees, a couple bachelor's. He's a very intelligent human being, right? And we are lucky and fortunate enough to have people, not just him, but people like him in the community. These beard company owners have been around for a long time. You guys that do these shows that get the opportunity to talk and learn from others, people that live in all different regions of the United States that we can draw from and that help support us. We were at the Buckeye Beard Battle and people from all over the United States came there. We got to meet them. I had to go to the Buckeye Beard Battle in Ohio to meet Christopher, who lives 30 minutes from me.
Oh, wow.
but that's the community we live
Right.
in. Yeah. It's easier for me to take a flight to Ohio to meet somebody that lives in Tomball, Texas, than it is for me to drive to Tomball, Texas, because that is a drive going through Houston traffic.
Right.
But anyway.
And so talking about the competition, I had the honor to, even though it was a short visit, I had the honor to meet you in person, Christopher, Tactical Santa, Beer Chief, Dave, Jacob from Bayblend, Elegant Sasquatch, and Gokhan. You're talking about a guy who does research, Gokhan. Yeah. He's a book of knowledge. I love talking to him. And it was, for me, it was an honor meeting you guys there. I was starstruck when I seen you guys there, because he was like,
look, let me tell you something. As much as people would appreciate that. Look, I am humbled to meet people that come up, and people that come up and say things like that's very kind. But I'm telling you, I'm the one that's starstruck most of the time, because it doesn't matter who the person is in the community. It's just a joy meeting people. I've had an opportunity to meet several companies that are around this area, and it's so neat to just be able to be involved in something. But that's very kind of you to say that, Bishop. But yeah, I think I'm kind of like Tyson in that area. I don't really like the whole the heaping of praise, I guess, right? It's just not me. I think Mr. Summers would understand what I'm saying. In the military, it's more about the brotherhood than it is the individual. It's a team effort. It's something that nobody's better than anybody else in the community. But and then when you get somebody like Chris from True North, or Corey from Weatherbeard, or Jim from Small Towns, or whoever else is in here that reaches out to you, just out of the blue. Dan C reaches out, hey, how you doing? Just checking on you. Tyson from Copper John. That means a lot. You can put out all the motivational videos that you want to every day, 10 times a day, but it doesn't mean that you're not going through maybe something of your own, right? So it means a lot when somebody reaches out, or that word of encouragement. I don't need most days to hear, hey, that was a great video you did, or it's appreciated. But hey, just checking on you, see how you're doing. Wanted to encourage you, tell you, hey, take time for yourself. Those kind of things mean so much right? Hey, making a motivational video is easy because most of the time I'm talking to myself. I'm trying to motivate myself,
But
and
don't
hoping somebody else gets something out of it.
you give. Hey, I'm gonna give credit to you too because you reach out to me also, Tom. You reach out to me and you ask how I'm doing. You see how I'm doing for the week. Like you're one of them also. So.
Yeah.
Well, it's easy to do when people are doing it back to you, and you do the same as well, right? And so it doesn't matter who it is. I can think of one particular person, one person in particular that reaches out that I met at the Buckeye Beer Battle and just texts and just, hey, I don't want to bother you, man. You're not bothering me,
Right?
It's just so neat that people want to just chat.
Right.
So I just enjoy that.
So, just a question. So I know that competition in Texas is coming up.
Yes.
So today we had a meeting with for the Oklahoma side for the Renegade chapter in Oklahoma, and we're planning to. I think we're gonna caravan down there.
Nice.
3 of us just to go because it's a lot easier for the drive, and just make it easy for everybody.
Is Mike Ramsey going to be one of them?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I seen his boomer sooner comment here earlier.
Yeah.
I got something to show him when he comes down here.
So I'm looking forward to that one. I have that one in mind. I think this one is going to be here in Ohio on December. Oklahoma in December. I have in mind planning to go to the one in Arizona in February. That's around my birthday. And then, of course, the one in Texas is in January. And
Yes.
I have plans on going to the Wisconsin one for the Renegade in Ohio. That's my last one. So I'm planning it out better the way that before, how before I did it. So any ones that you're planning to go?
Yes, I'm going to the one in January. Now it would be great to see you guys there, but I was going to meet. I want to meet Mike Brewer in person. Yep. He wasn't able to be at the Buckeye Beard Battle. The other two, Bearded Respect, which I'd like to also say something about them in just a second. But the Bearded Respect was there, minus Mike Brewer. So I want to meet him, and he's going to be there in January. What a great, talking about an asset to the community. The Bearded Respect, kind of the OG guys of, we know that Dan and all those guys have been around for a while, but these guys, as far as the trio, we kind of modeled our show after them, obviously. They were the Tres Hombres. We went with the Tres Amigos. And but we want to do our own thing and don't want to copycat them. But they meant so much to all three of us that we really wanted to pattern our show and kind of like a warm up for their show, and show them that respect. That for me is well deserved because those guys are great. They gel together. Me and Dino and Chief are nothing alike, right? I think Dino and Chief are probably more alike than I am with any of them. But the chemistry between all three of us, I just absolutely love. And being alike is boring. That's what makes the community so great. Because what Baker may like as a scent profile doesn't necessarily mean I don't like everything Dan C likes. Right. Most of the stuff the scent profiles he likes, I don't like. But it's about the product. That's why I was saying now more than ever, it's scent is subjective for me. Anyway, again, here I go again off topic.
Listen, it's true because I tell you what. So I had when I was at the Beer Respect. So I thought I was just gonna be an extra guest, right? I ended up they brought me in there to be the guest. I thought I was just gonna be a side co-host. Anyways, I was more than honored. And then we brought in Jim because we were talking about the Bishop Gambit. But Brewer, talking to Brewer, asking me them questions like they asked, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. All right, Justin, I'll talk to you later, man. it was pretty good, and that's one of the other things I'm looking forward to meeting him in person over there. So
Yeah, I got the pleasure of meeting Brewer. He's all right. He's an all right guy. Had some coffee with him. He was okay to talk to. No, he was the first one I met at Worlds. I met
right,
him at the hotel. He was doing a live from the hotel and stuff like that. But yeah, awesome guy, excellent. I enjoyed every minute talking to him and talking to Chief, talking to Dino, talking to Born Bearded. I mean, on and on and on. It was, seeing the bearded respect all together. It was really nice, and I enjoyed it. And I'm looking forward to meeting more brothers and sisters into this community. And I think it's a great time. It's like talking here, and then you meet them in person, and it's just like you're continuing the conversations. And
right.
I really did enjoy that.
I tell you what. I tell you another thing is is this community, man. It grows on you fast. I mean, you got the ups and downs, of course, like everything. But you you know, me and Baker. I call Baker my brother. Me and Baker. You know, he remembers stuff that my own family members will not even remember, and it had to do with my son. And I mean that, when you get something like that, it's kind of stuck with you, right? So,
Right. A lot of things that I try to instill in people, and I used to teach a lot of, I'm a retired warden from the state of Texas. Well, one of the things I used to try to instill in my leadership is try to remember one thing about an individual. Okay, whether it, what's their favorite color, maybe what's their favorite beard oil scent in our case, right? And then later on, mention something like that in conversation. Hey, I know you like this color, red, but I
right.
was thinking about you when I saw this, and see the reaction that they get, right? If we just learn something about somebody, an individual, remember something about them, it means so much to that person, and that's what makes a community. All right, we can talk about all negative stuff. We can talk about the
Right.
negative things that happen in the. 'Cause there's always going to be negativity around. Somebody's always going to have a bad day. It doesn't make them a bad person. It's just somebody's always going to have a bad day. My hope is that I can just not show that bad day. I have bad days.
Yeah.
My wife will be the first one to tell you, right? Where I'm not so nice, or I may say something that's not so nice. But once you get in that mindset, it's easier to go out and be a little more apologetic. I don't know why I went off on that, but
So we also I know that Mike Ramsey's here, so we I just make the announcement here. It don't matter. So we had a meeting today, and our chapter in Oklahoma for the Renegade small. It's only 7 people, but today we had a meeting, and we made it official. Me and Mike are so I will be the official Oklahoma president for the Renegade, and Mike Ramsey is gonna be my VP. Well, I'm super proud of it. It's a start. Our chapter over here small, but I'm proud of it, and then it's something that I believe in what the whole behind the whole beer club, what they do, and hopefully we will make it grow. But I bring that to say this: I know that November 1st is we having a Renegade show with all the guys from the Renegade, Santa Tom's included, and that's gonna be a great show. Supposed to be a lot of good people. Dan from Beer Def is in charge of getting everybody together. Well, I think it's cool because Dan Beer Def he's amazing. I had him, when I met him for the first time at the Buckeye, him and his wife, great people. Becky, Miss Brewer City, she was another lady that it was there, and she knew I had to leave early, and she was talking to me. She knew I was nervous about it, So it was great to meet them. Not only Scott and Jason, but I got the pleasure to meet Scott's wife, and she was, I mean, a great lady.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good people. There's just good people in the community. It's a joy getting to meet and getting to know everybody. Because again, guys, I've traveled, and seen a lot of the world. Unfortunately for my wife, I've done a lot of that when I was younger. So I don't really care to travel a whole lot anymore. You know, but it is nice getting out and meeting people and getting to know everybody in the community. But yep.
Definitely. So Santa Tom, it's always a pleasure. It was more than an honor to have you here. Definitely a pleasure. We're gonna start wrapping it up. I know in 15 minutes we got the beer at Kim, and I don't want to take more time from you. I know you took almost 2 hours to be here with us in the show. I know we took you away from the football game, and I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. And I want you to tell Mrs. Claus that I appreciate her, sharing your time with us.
Hey, she's like a lot of wives. If she can get rid of me for a couple hours, hey, she could go.
But hey, they are support. I told you, and I know I speak for mine, but I could say our wives are so supportive of what we do, because it's not easy. It's not easy. So
no, it's not. But
any last words, Santa Tom?
I would just like to leave you guys with this. Remember that this world could use a little kindness, so be kind to one another. And as always, keep Christmas in your heart year round. That's all I got, guys.
I couldn't say no better. Baker,
Awesome.
Baker,
I ain't following that.
I would have tried, but we're just gonna leave it like that, guys. I really appreciate everybody for joining us, for sticking around for so long. Stick around for next week. Check out these other shows. I'm gonna bring this one. If I forget any other shows, please forgive me. But the one more important show, all the shows are important, but this Monday night show coming up, the story behind this Officer 300 is so important and it means so much to us. Please watch and join Monday Night Mayhem, because it's something like we had never done before, and it means so much. And we need everybody to support this, and so we could spread this world, the world that we're trying to do about this raffle that means a lot, and the story behind everything. So I just want to say thank you, and I'm not following that after what Santa Tom said. I just appreciate everybody and thank you.